A Dose of Health is here to bring you information, inspiration, and actionable insights in 15 minutes or less from New Jerseyans in the health and wellness space who are experts in their field. I'm Kate Cherichello Tente, a certified fitness professional and host of Healthy in the Garden State. This mini-series is part of our mission to provide you with as many health resources as we can. For these episodes and everything from the Healthy in the Garden State brand, check out healthyinthegardenstate.com. Katie Tracey is a mom of 4 young boys, and she is the owner of Life in Bloom, a prenatal yoga and family wellness studio in central New Jersey. Katie began practicing yoga in her teens and quickly became passionate about the healing powers of the practice. After becoming a mom and later a postpartum doula, Katie recognized a huge gap in support for expecting and new moms and began to create a space to help families get access to movement, education, and support during this transformational life stage. Katie, please paint us a picture of Life in Bloom. What makes it different? What are the many aspects that you love about it?
So Life in Bloom is Central New Jersey's greatest prenatal yoga studio. There are not very many yoga studios in the area that offer prenatal yoga, and no other studios that are offering it at the capacity and regularity that we are offering it. So prenatal yoga is our main focus. And then beyond that, we have complementary classes for expecting and new moms that also help them through their pregnancy and postpartum and early motherhood.
And I honestly am very bummed that I did not know about your studio until after my little guy was out of a carrier, because you have such a neat array of classes, like the classes where you can bring your children or you have them in a carrier and you do the workout like that. So kudos to you for making all of this happen for moms to be and new moms as well.
Thank you. Yes, my experience as a new mom, I didn't have the resources and the opportunity to have these exercises either. So I created a space where I could give new moms an opportunity that I would have loved to have when I was a new mom.
Absolutely. And why is fitness such a needed focus for both the prenatal and postpartum periods?
Yeah, that's a great question. So obviously everybody is concerned about the health of their baby, but moms need to figure out how to put their life mask on first and their oxygen mask. And being healthy and staying fit and staying moving is just a great way to make sure that you're showing up as your best self and you feel good, and it can help with mental health. And what's great about the studio and the welcoming space that it is that it's also a great place to build community. So new moms can come. I've seen moms come during pregnancy, make friends. Now they're taking the baby classes together. It's just a really great way to not only focus on your physical health, but also focus on your mental health and your social health as well.
Absolutely. And I've seen that personally from moms that I've spoken with that both feel like they found community, especially in the suburbs where it's not as dense and there aren't quite as many resources necessarily as in cities. And then also moms who are feeling very isolated, especially someone who is living in an area where there aren't a lot of children around. So somewhere like this, where it's so focused on them, is just awesome. And now I know you're also a doula. Can you explain what that is? And then also more specifically, your work as a postpartum doula?
Sure. So doulas provide emotional support to moms who are in this life stage navigating pregnancy and early motherhood. And a full spectrum doula, which is what I am now, is trained to support moms both prenatally and during birth. That would be a birth doula. And then a postpartum doula will come in after the baby's born and help support mom so that mom can thrive. So the real foundation of postpartum doula work is really supporting mom, making sure that she's rested, well nourished, and that some of those day to day tasks that can overwhelm you are taken off of her plate so that she can really focus on bonding with her baby and healing.
What have you noticed over the years in interacting with new moms and your own personal experiences with doctors and their views of fitness and how doctors are or are not incorporating fitness and kind of fitness prescriptions for this stage?
So I think that doctors enter the field of medicine with the best intentions. They're healers, they're helpers, just like you and I. But I think what happens over time is that society and the industry just kind of turns doctors' visits into an assembly line, and they just don't have the time to give the care to people and women and moms especially that's needed. I think they're pro exercise because I do think that there's enough evidence out there to support that exercise is good for your health. However, they're not allowed the time to really have these deeper conversations with their clients and kind of get to the additional parts of support that we're picking up here. So we like to work. I wouldn't say that we're against any doctor or anything like that. We like to work in conjunction with your doctors to help really round out that picture of health when it comes to moving your body and your mental health. And I have found that the doctors are very pro prenatal yoga. So I do have students that come here because their doctor has told them that prenatal yoga is a really nice, gentle entry point into moving and safe movement during pregnancy. So I am appreciative of that.
That's hugely important. I know when we spoke on the phone prior to this, I mentioned how with my doctor, who had amazing reviews and she was great and in many ways, but when I went to her having just gotten pregnant, and at that point I was teaching X amount of fitness classes a week, everything from Pilates to high intensity interval training. I was walking everywhere, living in the city and taking dance classes. And her advice for fitness was simply just do less and see how it feels.
Mm.
And that was not something that was helpful to me, but having something like what you're doing where you are able to be that bridge when needed between the mom and the doctor and be able to kind of explain it, or I'm sure also just offer up, like, ask your doctor a little bit more about this, or what does your doctor say about that? Having that additional layer of help and direction is fantastic. And again, going back to your classes are devoted to moms to be and new moms, which is its own, I guess, comfort too, of knowing that you and your other teachers are looking out for the specific needs of that population. I know I could ramble on about that because I get really excited about this topic, and the need that you're fulfilling. So just thank you for doing this. And
Yeah,
I would love to
absolutely.
hear too, like, speaking of that, for moms outside of the Hunterdon County area, because I know that's where your studio is located, do you
Mhm.
have any tips on finding great workouts geared towards this pre and postnatal time?
I think it's a really exciting time in the fitness industry because I do think that there are a lot of businesses similar to mine that are popping up. I do think that the need and the desire for workouts tailored towards new moms and expecting moms is having a moment. So I would say Google is your best friend here, word of mouth, moms groups, looking for it and just trying it out. Put yourself outside of your comfort zone and see if you can find something that clicks for you. At my studio specifically, we have all of our teachers have advanced training in supporting pregnancy and postpartum. So that would be something that I would look out for in terms of choosing a safe space. Because to your point, there is a lot of confusion and misinformation out there about how to safely move your body during pregnancy and postpartum. And some things that you would do traditionally when you're not pregnant might cause either harm or delays in having your body reset and get back to peak physical performance, especially postpartum. So doing some research, asking around, asking mom friends for recommendations. And then once you get one, just doing a little bit of research to make sure that it's a place where you feel safe and you feel supported. Because when you have that going on, then your workout's going to just be that much better.
And that's so the crux of it too, the safety aspect, knowing that people have that training, knowing that they are used to this population, that is major. And could you share some favorite exercises or stretches that you found the most helpful for moms?
Yeah, absolutely. So I love to do with my prenatal moms, I actually like to focus on intuitive movement. So when I will do something, for example, like bring them into tabletop position, instead of saying we're going to do 3 cat cows, and then we're going to move into this. I'll give them some time to really settle into their body and just move intuitively in a way that feels good for them. Because for me, especially teaching prenatal yoga, it's an opportunity for moms to kind of learn and tap into that intuition that will help them during childbirth. We also do a workshop here where we focus on mobility with a birth ball. So using a birth ball and doing lunges and child's pose on the birth ball are great ways to help get your body prepared for when you are in labor. And then when you go into those positions, your body has some muscle memory.
That practice makes, I guess permanence isn't quite right in the
Mm.
labor sense, but practice helps big
Yes, we
time.
do same thing with squats. We'll do a lot of squatting and we'll do a lot of hip openers and things that will help your pelvis get used to moving in the directions that it's going to need to once it starts to open up naturally to help birth your baby.
Yes. And, before we talk about how to connect and find you, I'd love to add in the question that came to mind of what seems to be most surprising to moms now in the postpartum period regarding exercise. And this is, of course, once they're cleared by a doctor to start
Mhm.
exercising. What comes up as kind of the most surprising things?
I think we focus a lot on community here. So I think moms will have an experience where they were nervous about actually coming out of the house. And I know you asked about exercise, but we always bring it back to community here. I think that moms will have an experience where they are not sure if they're ready or if they'll feel comfortable, and just really getting them here and just encouraging them and starting really slow and moving really slowly. I think that our culture has, to our detriment, this fascination with bouncing back. And what we really need to focus on with new moms is embracing our new normal, and moving forward in a safe way from there.
I love that. Like my brain went to what's the first exercise or first stretch, and you went to
Hmm.
community, and I really love that actually because that is something I think that gets overlooked.
Hmm.
Then let's just go ahead and do one deeper. Then what would be the first kind of movement or breath work moment that you start with when a mom returns after having a baby?
Sure. So we actually are just starting in July our first series of classes, which is a 4-part series called Core Restore. And it will take moms through 4 weeks of really starting from the deep core and working through core retransformation. And we will start off like the first week, we'll be doing mostly gentle breathing. 360 breaths is a great breathing exercise. If you Google it, you'll find tips on how to do it. It's a great breathing exercise to help your diaphragm and your pelvic floor connect, and then just using that system to move your breath through and getting down into your deep, deep core. And besides that, we will start off with some bird dogs and some gentle leg lifts and things like that. But really, starting out with the foundation is starting at the breath work.
Excellent. And Katie, how can people find the studio, find you online, and connect?
I'm on Instagram at Life and Bloom Wellness. The website is www.lifeandbloomwellness.co. And feel free to reach out. I love to chat via DMs. I love to chat via email. I love to answer questions. And of course, I love to see and meet new friends in real life.
Beautiful. Well, Katie, thank you for what you have created. It's an incredible resources that I just wish that we had way more of. So thanks for making this happen and thanks for chatting today.
Thanks for your time, Kate. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to click that subscribe button. And if you know someone who would enjoy this episode, please do share it with them. To connect, partner, if you have ideas for collaborations or topics that you'd like to see down the road, reach out anytime at healthyinthegardenstate.com. Until next time, this is a dose of health from Healthy in the Garden State.